Do you want to have better sex? Then I suggest that you put on your nerdy hat, get ready to travel through time because we need to visit your primary school math class. If you're watching this video, it means that you are curious and smart enough to understand the simple mathematical equation of x plus y equals z. This equation holds the key that can transform your perception when it comes to sex. Are you ready? Let's begin. If you watched my last video on lovemaking, then you know that the main reasons to have sex is because being naked with someone and feeling their body close to us is very pleasurable. You're also aware that to have better sex, it means that we have to increase the overall pleasure that is experienced during sex. So what is the overall pleasure? It is the total amount of pleasure that is experienced by you and your partner during sex. Okay, let's go back to our math class and have a look at our good old equation. Here in this equation, we assign z to the overall pleasure during sex, where x is the male's pleasure and y is the female's. It is very easy to understand that when x or y goes up in value, meaning when each of you has more pleasure, so as the value of z rises. It is also pretty clear that to have better sex, our aim is to increase the value of z. Now with this equation in mind, let's compare the overall pleasure of two different scenarios. In this scenario, there is a man who is a selfish lover, only cares about his own pleasure and enters sex to take as much as he can. Basically, he's a shagger. The woman is also trapped in the shagging mindset and believes that her duty is to only serve the man. They meet in a club, go home, and one thing leads to another and they end up having a passionate kiss. After only a few minutes of kissing, he gets all excited, takes her clothes off and begins feeling all over her body. They continue playing with each other a little bit more until she grabs him and starts giving him a blowjob. And after a while, all he can think of is to penetrate her. So he turns her around, slides his penis in and starts thrusting like a jackhammer. This mechanical thrusting continues for another few minutes until he explodes. When he comes, sex is over and disconnection happens. Afterwards, he doesn't give her much attention, rolls over and falls asleep. This ending, while can make him feel proud, leaves her feel frustrated and used, which can drop her pleasure down. So in this case, over the course of 15 minutes of shagging, X, which is the male's pleasure, has reached 100 and Y has reached 50, which ultimately makes Z, the overall pleasure, only 150. Please keep in mind that I have created these numbers so you can have a more understanding about how to increase the overall pleasure in your sex life. In this scenario, a superior lover meets a true goddess. When they enter the room, he lights some candles, plays some beautiful music, and change the room into a much cozier place. They begin kissing each other slowly and touch each other very sensually. Before moving on to the next level, they pause and have a conversation about their likes, dislikes, their boundaries, sexual history, and whether if they've been tested or not for STDs. As a result, both feel much safer, more open, and at ease. Then he offers her to give her a full body massage. So she lies down and he massages her from head to toe. Next, she asks him to lie down so she can explore his body. After a full body massage, they both feel amazing and she feels so excited that she grabs him and gives him a beautiful blowjob. He receives the blowjob for a while until he decides that enough is enough, that now it's his turn to give her pleasure. Then he grabs her, turns her around and starts kissing her slowly and takes his way all the way down to her thighs. He teases her a little bit and then gives her nice oral sex. After a few minutes, she has her first clitoral orgasm. Now that she had her first climax, she enters the orgasmic state where she can experience even more orgasms. One of the most amazing things about the orgasmic state for women is that it changes the equation into something more interesting. X plus Y equals Z turns into X plus Y powered by 2 equals Z. From here on, every bit of pleasure that she receives can cause the overall pleasure to go up exponentially. Also, since the woman's body can experience orgasms after orgasms without the need to recharge, she can stay aroused for a very long time. Maybe all day, maybe even all day and night. So say about an hour of lovemaking and 10 orgasms, she tells him that she's close again. And since he's in control of his orgasms, he decides to come as well. They come perfectly at the same time while holding each other closely and looking in each other's eyes. They feel so connected, open, and amazed. They spend the rest of the night talking while being naked in bed. So in scenario A, shagging, where the man had a much more selfish attitude, X, the male's pleasure ended up at 100. Y, the female's pleasure at 50, and Z, the overall pleasure of only 150. However, in scenario B, lovemaking, where both lovers were giving, X ended up at 500, Y at 2000, which made Z more than 4 million. It is pretty easy to come to a conclusion that the winner by unanimous decision is lovemaking. Some men would say, but Sia, she's having way more pleasure than me. Why would I want to give her more? It's not fair. Well, the thing is that when you begin to see sex as a dance, where you and your lover work as a team to increase the quality of your joint adventure, then you behave differently. So keep in mind that what you want to do in sex is to increase the overall pleasure, not only yours. It's not about how can I benefit, it's about how can we have a great time. Because the truth, whether you like it or not, is that it is not the X or the Y that counts. It's the Z that defines the quality of your sex life. And if you're a man who's watching this, please set aside your ego and listen carefully, because what I'm about to share is very, very important. Do you want to be the real man in the bedroom? Then act like one. Being a man is not about how little you can care or how quickly you can get into a woman's pants. Being a real man is about having the power, the confidence, and the courage to make your lover feel safe, to gain her trust so she can let go and allow you to take her to a world of pleasure. Think of her as your teammate, not your competition. She's your lover, not your enemy. You speak of being masculine? Then please understand that one of the most important qualities of masculinity is your ability to give, not to take. So give, and give more, because only when you begin to serve, you walk towards becoming a superior lover. And trust me when I tell you this, since women are naturally caring, when they see the man is selfless and giving, they make sure that you will have the experience of your life. And that's what I call the win-win situation. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode, and if you did, please hit the like button, share, but more importantly, make sure to subscribe, because every video in this channel will help you to walk further on the path of mastering the art of sex. I'm CID from lovemaking.com, and have a blissful day.